Well, both places. As a player, he knew what he wanted. He used to say to me, Bowley, he said, give me the right service. He said, I like them over the top. He said, I want you to see me backside as much as possible. He said, anything over the top I'll get. If I know it's coming, I'll outrun anybody. Knock him in there, I'll outfight anybody. He was so positive about his play and about anything he wanted to do. He said, I will score goals. And that was him. Another one, no teeth, you know, cuts, nose. He was brave to score goals. Goals were his life. He couldn't stand on his right foot. His left foot was a great foot for striking things at. He was pacey. He was brave as a lion. You couldn't build a thing off him. You know, all it would be just one touch back and then, you know, play me to my strengths. Very honest about his play. Knew he was bad outside the box to build up off, but just told you what he wanted and said, no, you give me the service and we're in business.
Mick, how would you assess Malcolm MacDonald?
As Alan said, he was totally uncomplicated. I mean, he didn't have a great football brain. But basically, as Alan said, he knew his strength. He had bags of pace, and he had a good left foot. He just wanted it in the channels, stick it there. But I tell you what, he couldn't. I mean, he must have done very well because let's be fair, at Newcastle, he was probably the best thing since Jackie Milburn. He was the only thing that really sort of took a grip of the whole place. He took Newcastle by the scruff of the neck, and he took them to a cup final. Obviously, they didn't produce. But I tell you what, he lifted a whole area, a whole community, and give them some hope.
Here's Highway. Obviously such a quick thinker and quick mover as Steve Highway. What a beautiful ball. No one there to take it, though. Not quite far enough. Emlyn Hughes, left foot. Oh, what a shot! What a shot, Emlyn Hughes. 10 minutes and 45 seconds gone as Emlyn Hughes with a cracking left foot shot. Really gave Ian McFall little chance as that ball bent over the top of the goalkeeper's head and into the back of the net. Tudor, well done for MacDonald, that. Nice bit of play by Tudor. Beautiful ball there for David Young. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, no doubt about it. So here's the chance now for the man we spoke about at the beginning of the programme, Malcolm MacDonald, to write his name into the book. 24 minutes and 20 seconds gone, and Malcolm MacDonald, on his debut at St James's Park, scores his first goal and United's first goal of the season. £180,000 worth. Anyone wants to get a goal, this is the time to get it. If it goes in, their very first goal of the season. The half-time whistle, because it's almost certain you'd go in with a 2-1. Remember that their opponents today, Liverpool. Keegan appealing, and it's been given. It's been given. Frank Clark doesn't believe it. And I think it will be very interesting to see just how close to the penalty area that was when he was tripped. So it's a penalty, and how ironic that I should... 24 minutes being brought down by Clark. Smith to take it. It's not in. They fall over themselves in the efforts to get to it. St James's Park goes mad. The referee whistles up. And it comes back for what looks like a free kick to the Newcastle goalkeeper, Ian McFall. Well, I've never seen so many relieved supporters at one football ground, because it was London to a brick, as they say in some parts of the world, that was going to be 2-1. So perhaps the boot now on the other foot, and United could conceivably go in with a very advantageous 2-1 lead. MacDonald with the chance to make it that. There it is! And MacDonald scores his second. And Newcastle accepts Malcolm MacDonald, Tyneside, as a new hero. Lawler to push it forward for Liverpool. Keegan again running. He's died a little in the second half, but still a very, very impressive player. Now John Toshak, Clark with time to find Hibbett. Hibbett with time to look for somebody and search them out up front. Dyson going on the right if they want to use him. Tudor going forward in the middle. Now MacDonald, chance! Oh, what a goal! What a goal! sensational here at St James's Park. Oh, what a home debut for Malcolm MacDonald. Emlyn Hughes leaving it, pushing it now. Smith, beautiful touch over by Ian McFall. Tommy Smith really letting that one go, hoping for a bit of revenge for that missed penalty and bringing the best out of the Newcastle United goalkeeper. So the corner then, as Liverpool try to continue this pressure. Thompson, in a swinging ball. Lloyd obstructed. Keegan got down to it, it's in. Yes, Keegan scored it. So there he is, the man who's worked so hard for Liverpool, finally bringing it off.
So a hat-trick for MacDonald, and how the Geordies loved him.
He was a working man centre forward. You know, there they are up in the northeast, you know, they work day in, day out, they go down the pits and they want to go on a Saturday to see something. All of a sudden they see a bow-legged lad, barrel-chested, no teeth in, swaggering about the pitch, and anything over the top he was going to fight for, he was going to win. And he whooped,
and he'd batter everything,
he'd batter things down. Yeah. And he was a working man centre forward, no airs and no graces, and they loved him for that. Newcastle was right for Malcolm. Malcolm was right for Newcastle. They were a great pairing. And the area was how he played.
Yes, I mean, he had his strength, but I think that he was just basically a very ordinary player. I think there was an awful lot of players similar to him, but he happened to be in the right place at the right time. He went to Newcastle, and as we all know, things, you know, happened for him, and he scored goals. But when I played with him for England, I didn't feel that he had a football brain, although you couldn't really build things up off him. He never made things happen. You had to load the gun for him all the time, and if you did, I mean, he could score goals. He would always score goals. He's one of those players, but he was never an international player, in my opinion.
At club level, Malcolm MacDonald was eventually prized away to the big city and Arsenal.
It's a nice little cross in there towards Malcolm MacDonald. Hudson's right there, and it should almost, well, I thought it was going to come from MacDonald. It came from Ross! Oh, and what a goal! But disallowed for an infringement just outside their 6-yard area. Arsenal look on in disbelief, but there was an infringement there some 8 yards out from goal, presumably for offside and possibly against Malcolm MacDonald, but Ross looking furious with that. A beautiful shot, a superb goal, but disallowed. It's a free kick now, and here's Brady with it. The little chip in there towards Staple, and there's the header and the goal! Nice turn. Staple, lost it again. MacDonald, beautiful move by Arsenal. Good shot, great save. Superb stuff, that. With Rostron involved, Stapleton involved, and MacDonald certainly involved, and a lovely save by Jim Blythe. Brady. Roberts giving him no room whatsoever there. Rostron. Now Brady with a yard or so, and that's a good-looking cross there towards Stapleton again. Up he goes, in towards MacDonald, number 2. Well, they talked a few years ago of Radford and Kennedy, and MacDonald and Stapleton are that equivalent partnership in the Arsenal of 1977. As that long ball came in, Stapleton was right up there at the far post, nodding it down, and MacDonald maybe a little lucky to get a second chance at it, but persevered, got it, and gave Arsenal their second goal. Now it'll come for Green. Murphy in the middle, Hutchison in the middle, Beck in the middle on the far side. That was MacDonald as well. Here's Powell to MacDonald. Murphy going in, Hutchison going in! So a corner now for Arsenal. Brady's going to take it. That looked like a push to me. Hudson with a header, MacDonald with a header!
How did they receive him at Arsenal? I mean, what was the attitude amongst the fans when he first arrived?
He came with a great reputation. But the lovely thing about him, and that's what I'm trying to say, as a player playing with him, he's come big money, he's come swaggering in the place, and then you go on the training ground and he says, look, I'm not that good at that. Forget me trying to do that. That's what I can do. You do it for me, and I'll do the business with you.
Yeah.
And he was so honest about it, and I think the way he played, he'd win any crowd over because of his honesty. And then they'd forgive his little misgivings and his faults because the things he was doing from him, scoring goals from
his directness was, you know, was probably his... It caught everyone out, probably defences, defenders and everything.
Because he liked to run straight for goal.
There was nothing complicated about him. I mean, if he got the ball, there was... I mean, he would shoot from 50 yards, if he, you know. I mean, I always remember him...
Only with his left foot.
That's right. But he, you know, he thought his left foot was something real special. In training with him, you know, with the England team, all he wanted to do was batter it. I mean, he didn't want to, you know, we were talking about, in the other programme, we talked about people wanting to stroke the ball, Greaves, you know, all Malcolm McDonald wanted to do was knock that ball black and blue, you know. He just wanted to knock lumps out of it.
Yeah.
You know, you put it in front of him and let him have a whack at it. And that was him.
And more marvellous action coming up for you after the break when we recall Martin Chivers and Bob Latchford.
They drink Carling Black Label. I'll just go and ask.
Bob Latchford was one of the big-name centre-forwards of the 70s, and he certainly hit the jackpot for Everton on this October day in 1977.
Inside for Dobson. Now King. Beautifully weighted there for Andy King. Pearson's coming up in there. Latchford's in there too. And that's a good goal for Everton. And they've begun exactly where they left off at the start of last season when they came here and won handsomely. Andy King playing such a big part in it. They're the two men who've made it. King, who played a big part in it over on that left touchline. Latchford with the header. Past Phil Parkes just inside the post. Oh, Masson not quite controlling that one. Andy King sending Dave Thomas on his way now. This could be more trouble for Rangers. Latchford in the middle, and David Jones has come up as well. Latchford with the header. Oh, a beautiful goal. A second one for Latchford, and a second for Everton. And the architect is the man who so recently was a Rangers player, Dave Thomas. A great run down the left. Latchford beautifully placed for that near post header. Wide of Phil Parkes. Eastoe. Bowles. Clement. High towards Don Givens, but even higher was Mark Higgins. Oh, and a great goal by Peter Eastoe. Well, that'll put Rangers back in the game. My word, how they needed it. And it looked to be no great danger for Everton as Higgins got up so well. When it came to Eastoe, a lot of space for him, surprising that. Left foot hooked high into the net. Martin Dobson for Everton. Latchford, Masson right back there, nearly caught out. And a free kick given for handball by Abbott. The ball, in fact, kicked at him by his teammate Don Masson. And there wasn't much that Abbott could do about it. He was only about a couple of yards away, but it gives Everton this free kick. Dave Thomas and Martin Dobson, the two men behind it. Three men in the Rangers' wall. Masson, Eastoe, and Busby, who came off and charged into Dobson, giving away another free kick. Not only attacked the ball, but attacked the man as well. Still three men, those same three men in the Rangers' wall. And still the same two Everton men behind it. Thomas chipping it now to the far side. Andy King coming in, and Latchford has got his hat-trick. Well, Rangers, who are dab hands themselves at free kicks, badly caught out by that one as it's floated out. And Andy King on the byline, turning it in. No trouble at all there for Bob Latchford. Needham to Masson. Needham again. Oh, he's given it away to Mackenzie. Now, can Mackenzie make this four for Everton? And he can, and he made it look like child's play. And the Everton men are rushing towards Mackenzie. And Dave Needham is the man who knows that it's his mistake that has virtually put this game beyond the reach of Rangers now. Needham's mistake. Mackenzie on it like a flash. And he kept his cool superbly as Parks came out into the back of the net. Dobson. They've really been a cut above Rangers for most of the afternoon, except for that one little period just before half-time when it looked as though Rangers might come back at them. Dobson to King. That's a good shot. Oh, and another fine save by Phil Parks. Andy King, the former Luton lad, having a very lively game indeed and a good left-foot shot. And Phil Parks just finger-tipping it over. And here's Dave Thomas, who made the second one, with the corner for Everton. The fists of Parks. Dobson. Now Latchford, not his fourth goal, surely, yes! And the fifth for Everton.
The impression I got about Bob Latchford is he was laid back. He was a big lad, always battling with his weight, always looked a lazy type of centre-forward. If it was his day, he'd look the business. If it wasn't, he looked an easy day, you know, come a day, go a day type of person to me. It's difficult for me to comment because I never worked with him. I didn't see an awful lot of him because I'd left Everton. I'm only going off clips I've seen. But he put the ball in the net. Again, people made goals for him. He didn't strike me as one of the great centre-forwards now.
No, but you say he's battling with his weight. Was that something you think that he was aware of, that it was...
Well, I think that was the type of person he was. He was an easy-going lad.
Yes.
You know, he wasn't lean and hungry. He didn't seem that type of player.
Had no passion.
He didn't have that
He didn't really play with any passion.
He wasn't your sort of striker, Mick?
No, but having said that, I could understand why he was successful in a lot of clubs, because I think possibly he had a better football brain than we give him credit for. I think that he could hold things up. He could give other people a little bit of a chance. I don't really feel that he ever fulfilled what he possibly could have. He had that little bit of fire.
Well, you couldn't argue with Latchford's scoring record. And another forward with an impressive strike rate was Martin Chivers.
Kinnear and Hamilton. Kinnear hitting it sideways there for Mullery. Beale. Chivers looking for it with his head. Gilzine, this must be a chance for Spurs. As Neighbour goes in. Chivers! There it is, Martin Chivers! Spurs are ahead, and they really don't deserve to be. What a tragic blow for the Villa. And what a relief for Spurs. For them and for their supporters. Martin Chivers putting them into the lead after that rebound had come so invitingly for him, putting Spurs ahead now with 11 minutes to go.
Hamilton to McMahon.
Now they are stopping and looking, and Spurs are attacking much quicker as Chivers now. Good control by Chivers. And he's done it again! Martin Chivers! Oh, what a goal by Chivers! Oh, what a tremendous goal! All the control and the cheek and the finishing by Martin Chivers, 2-0. A goal that had the lot.
He was a far better player than me, ability-wise, because he had everything. Great control, you could knock a ball to him, he was very good in the air, 2 feet, and he was quick. I mean, he was the most perfect footballer I've ever come across. And yet I just don't feel he had that real passion. He was a country bumpkin. I know he came from Southampton. He was a country bumpkin with no passion.
Yeah.
But a great player. And he proved it. He went on and, you know, he done very well at Tottenham.
Let's just bring Alan in here. Do you remember Martin Chivers, and did you play with him?
Yes, he came into the England squad after me. And he struck me as one hell of a nice big fella. You know, when you describe someone, and you say, well, a lovely big fella he is. And that was Martin Chivers. He always had a smile on his face. Everything you said to him, he looked at you in awe. Is that right? Is that right, Alan? Is that right? You know, he's one of them. And as Mick said, he was a good mover. He was big. I mean, I would have been terrified if he ever got angry. If he really got angry, like a MacDonald or like a Dennis Law or something like that, who had that little bit of what I call a nasty streak in him. You know, had that streak in him. If he had that, I think he would probably have been one of the best centre-forwards of all time.
Yeah.
Because he had everything else. But I played in a charity game with him about 2 months ago, and he's exactly the same. Loveliest man in the world you wish to meet. What's all this for, Alan? You know, so easy going, having a laugh on the pitch. And the game wasn't serious for him, I don't think. Whereas the likes of me, all my life I've fought and strived and battled and trained and worked hard to be a player. The likes of him, he had so much equipment, but hardly ever put it all together. But the one thing that was missing, the main thing, was that streak of desire, nastiness, whatever you want to call it, that just separates the great players, I think, from the good players. He didn't have that with England, and he came in the squad and he was in awe of everything and everybody, and he played like that. But he had so much, and he was a very, very good player. But I think if he'd just have had that little streak in him, that naughty streak as I call it, he could have been tops. I mean, real tops.
And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed flicking through the pages of yet another video scrapbook with us. From the three of us, it's goodbye now.